This is Cindy Nanke with Universal Tech for Learning. This video is going to be a very brief demo of the accessibility features in iOS 7.1.1. There are absolutely more detailed tutorials on YouTube. I'd like to recommend Luis Perez as a resource for more in-depth video tutorials. This is just meant to be a very brief demo of the accessibility features. So we're in general and we're going into accessibility. It is set up with features for vision, hearing, learning, and physical motor. At the bottom, we have the accessibility shortcut, used to be called triple click. We can turn on any of these accessibility features, and we can use the triple click button to turn them on rather than coming in and out of the settings. So under vision, I would highly recommend anyone who will be using VoiceOver or working with a client with VoiceOver to do a much more in-depth study. VoiceOver works as a screen reader, and it changes your gestures. So when we go into VoiceOver, here we have tap once to select an item, double tap to activate the selected item, and swipe 3 fingers to scroll. So I'll just turn this on briefly to demonstrate.
VoiceOver on. Landscape. Home button to the right.
So
Double tap to open.
VoiceOver will speak everything on my screen.
Double tap to open.
I tap. It is giving me the cue to double tap to open.
Settings.
Okay. So
VoiceOver on.
And to turn it off, I had to double tap. And the one thing I do like to turn on is the large cursor.
VoiceOver on. Landscape. Home button to the right.
So you can see when we turn on the large cursor that
Accessibility. Back
it
button.
highlights each
VoiceOver
item
on.
with a much more
Double
bold
tap to toggle
cursor.
center.
Other features under vision include zoom. When you turn on zoom, it changes your finger gestures again. So if we turn that on, go to our home screen, everything is enlarged. I use 3 fingers to move around. Now I have to double tap to get back up there, double tap to turn it off. That is zoom. You can invert colors. You can speak selection. So if I tap, hold, and select, I can select more than a word, and I can speak.
1240 to 1250 pre-reading video. 5.10 minutes.
So speak selection can be used in your email, your Facebook, in your ebooks. I keep that one turned on all the time. It will also speak auto text. Turning on large text, you can adjust the size of your text, and that'll show up in your apps that support dynamic type, like your email that comes with the iPad. You can do a bold text. You can see I have bold text on, and that becomes very apparent with my keyboard being in bold. Turning on button shapes will add a shape around some of your menu items, making them more visible. There's additional contrast. There are options for hearing, including subtitles and captioning. If I were to turn that on, there are some adjustments to set the style the way you would like it. You can set the color, and these will appear in Netflix, for example, supports the captions. Guided access is the best thing they ever came up with for Students who flip through multiple apps do not stay and attend on one activity for any length of time. You turn on guided access, and it is then pass-coded in order to get out of the app that you have your student working on. Switch control, I have a video dedicated to switch control and assistive touch. I'll just show you briefly. You can connect a Bluetooth switch, and I'm going to set it up for this demonstration just to have the screen function as a full switch. I have to assign an action. We'll put select, and we'll come back and we will turn on switch control, and you'll see it starts scanning. I have it set for auto scan. So if I were to tap anywhere on the screen, it will select. I'm going to wait till it gets back up, and I turn switch control off. Assistive touch replaces the hardware buttons with icons. Beneficial if you have strength motor coordination problems. It places an icon on your screen. You can position it wherever it's convenient. Tap. Instead of pressing and holding the home button, you can tap the icon for Siri. Tap for home. You can go into device and tap an icon to turn volume up or down. You can go into more and again tap an icon for multitasking. Tap for screenshot instead of using two hands for the home and the on button. So that is assistive touch, and that is the summary of accessibility features on iOS 7.1.1.